Dire's middle tower is in the wrong end of business. Dire has strengthened their structures. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has unlocked. Yes, Dire's middle tower is lost.
Come on, Spice.
Radiant's middle tower is not safe.
Gotcha.
Well, I didn't wait for someone like you.
Radiant's top tower is getting walloped. Dire's bottom tower is in turmoil. Radiant's middle tower may be
Don't run off. Spike's with us.
No.
Dire's bottom tower is in turmoil. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has a nasty situation. Dire's top tower is not on top of things. Radiant's bottom tower has a nasty situation. Dire's top tower isn't well at the moment. Fierce and Dire have fortified their structures. Dire's top tower is not on top of things. Radiant's bottom tower has uninvited guests. Dire's bottom tower is in turmoil. Dire's bottom tower had a tragic ending. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's bottom tower is on its way further down. Poor little Radiant's courier was slain. Radiant's top tower is getting walloped. Dire's bottom tower lies in ruins. Radiant's top tower needs bandages. Radiant's top tower is gone. Dire's middle tower is under fire. Dire's bottom tower is in turmoil. Dire's bottom tower is on its way further down. Dire's bottom tower has fallen. Dire needs to look at their bottom barracks. Commotion at Dire's bottom barracks.
Bounty.
Dire's bottom barracks are gone.
Behold!
Radiant's courier was lost in the heat of battle. Dire's middle tower is in the wrong end of business. Dire's middle tower is under fire. Dire's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has a nasty situation. Dire's top tower isn't well at the moment. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Just about almost counts.
Donut.
Bounty.
Invisibility.
Sa aking kahapon ng 10 rounds gagawin natin ang tapat ng pagkakataon.
Behold!
On the top, we're playing Black's Cup. Fly the Black's down.
Humiga na sa malambot mong kamay. Mga
Ah?
balakid ay
Ano?
itapin muna. Ulap sa langit ay naglalayag. Kasama ka ako'y panagan.
I made my kill.
Ah.
Malalim, yakapin ang payag. walang patbituin ang yayakap sa sa ilalim ng gabing kay sarap.
Dire just
I'm ready
fortified
to
their
put that place
structures.
behind me.
Oh,
Sa'y magiging
lang.
gabay sa dilim kasama at karamay. Liwanag na dala ay walang humpay. Sa gabi ay magbibigay kulay.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Nang malalim, yakapin ang payapang dilim.
Don't run off.
Sa pagod mong pahinga ang hanap. Lilipas ang lahat ng hirap. Sa ilalim ng gabing kay sarap. Ipikit ang mata. Bawat paghinga, ika'y madarama sa pagitan ng
Radiant's bottom tower has uninvited guests. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
na tayo'y lilipad.
Radiant's bottom tower has a nasty situation.
Being snared in violence.
Dire's middle tower is in the wrong end of business. Dire has secured their structures. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Dito ka sa dibdib sa init mo.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Lahat bumabagal sa init mo. Nalulunod ang ingay ng araw. Sa init mo, pumikit ka na lang.
That was the end of Radiant's career. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is not safe.
Sa labas ng bintana,
Radiant's Radiant's top tower is getting walloped. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant structures have been secured. Dire's bottom tower is on its way further down. Radiant's top tower needs bandages. Radiant's top tower was crushed to smithereens. Dire's middle tower is under fire. Radiant's middle tower may need a hand. Dire's middle tower has been denied. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Ooh, floating iceberg money.
Dire's bottom tower is in turmoil.
There it goes.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is getting walloped. Dire's bottom tower is on its way further down. So ended the sad tale of Radiant's courier. Dire's bottom tower is in turmoil. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Dito sa dibdib ko ay ipikit. Tahimik ang
Hunger heals. It's just not fair.
Oh, that's Becky.
wala kang hahabulin. Pahinga ka na. Sa aking tumabi.
Is in the wrong end of the isn't well at the moment.
Buong gabing babantayan.
Dire's top tower is not on top of things. Dire's top tower isn't well at the moment.
Pakinggan ang ulan.
Dire's top tower is not on top of things.
Parang kumpas lang. Mahinang yakap.
Dire's top tower is done for.
Bigat mo. Dito mo iwan. Bukas na ang laban.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Tumabi. Di kita bibitaw.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is not on top of things. bottom tower is gone with the wind. Radiant's bottom tower has uninvited guests. Gallant Radiant have fortified their structures. Dire has strengthened their structures. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has a nasty situation. Radiant's bottom tower is now a pile of dust. Radiant's bottom barracks are in danger. Radiant's bottom barracks were defeated. Radiant's middle tower may need a hand. Radiant's top tower is getting walloped. Radiant's top tower has fallen. Radiant's top tower needs bandages. I see that Radiant just fortified their structures. Radiant's middle tower is not safe. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower was crushed to smithereens.
There you go.
Radiant's top barracks are not doing too well. Radiant's top barracks have fallen.
Captured in the flame.
Radiant's top barracks have had better times. So the Radiant's top barracks met their demise.
Isara ang mata, dahan-dahan, hinga ng malalim, ikaw ay ligtas lang.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Habang bumabagal ang mundo, tulog ka na, aking gabi. Oras ng pahinga, lahat ng bigat pakawala. Habang marahang umiikot ang oras.
Radiant's middle tower is not safe.
And you're dead.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I am the duck's back.
Radiant's middle tower may need a hand. Radiant's middle tower is not safe. Radiant's middle tower had an unhappy ending.
sa aking tabi.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Habang umuulan ang mundo,
Radiant's middle tower was smashed into pieces.
oras na
That's the end of Radiant's middle barracks.
lahat ng
Radiant's middle tower may be down. Radiant's bottom barracks have fallen. Dire victory.
pahinga na
Ipikit ang mata sa dilim. Humiga, huminga ng malalim. Yakap ng kumot ay nagpapainit. Hanap ay himig ng iyong tinig. Isip ay tila lumilipad. Para saan man mapadpad, mahimbing natutulog ang daigdig. Ihip ng hangin ang maririnig. Gabi ng paghinga ay payapa. Sa panaginip, hindi luluha. Kislap ng bituin sa bintana. Saksi sa bigat na nadarama. Dalhin sa langit ang problema. Lahat ng ito'y mawawala. Isip ay
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Pagod na ang isip sa maghapon. Dikit na, pahinga ka naman dito sa dibdib. Mahiga ka, tahimik ang gabi. Kasama ka, matutulog muna. Sa kamay ng oras, dahan-dahan. Matutulo na, iiwan ang bigat sa ulap. Matutulog, huminga na, malalim palayo sa ingay. Matutulog muna, andito lang ako. Mabagal na tiktak ng relo, parang mahinang ulan sa bintana. Bawat puntong hininga mong mainit, hinahabol ko. Sabay tayong lalaya.
Time for preparation.
Sa kamay ng oras, dahan-dahan. Matutulong muna, iiwan ang bigat sa ulap. Matutulog muna,
This one is in the
malalim
bag.
palayo sa ingay. Makatulong muna rin. Kung may lungkot pang kumakatok, hayaan mong yakapin ko hanggang sa wala na ng tanong, hanggang sa tuluyan kang dalhin ng kantok na
30 seconds remaining.
tulog.
Yes.
Natutulog dulo.
Let's shake things up. The earth moves under my feet. Here I come.
To battle.
I'm under attack. Time to shake things up and see. Let's roll.
Tila ba ako ay nasa
Shakedown.
alabang habang
I'm your god too.
Those who tangle with the sky wrath risk a fall from starry heights.
himig na
Onward.
banayad, parang gabi na ayaw
Forward.
magtapos ang lambing. Nahuhulog sa'yo,
Very good.
parang ulat na dahan-dahang bumababa.
Yes.
Nahuhulog sa'yo,
Attack.
puso ko'y sa'yo
Here I
sumasamba.
Let's roll. Move it. Forward. Base and tremble. Let's shake things up. Moving. I'm under attack. Yes, indeed. Oh, yes. Very good. Onward. The earth moves under my feet. Here I come. Yes. Let's shake things up. Yes. The earth moves under my feet. Shake it.
Aray!
Your bottom tower is being invaded.
Poderoso to.
Ground. I'm under attack. Base and tremble. Oh, yes. Here I come.
Kasa'y malayo pa.
Onward.
Kasa'y malayo pa. Pahinga muna sa aking balik. Bawat punta
No one sees and
I came a long way
yes.
to see you die.
Move it. Oh, yes. Moving. Let's shake things up. The earth moves under my feet. It's not ready. Forward.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Let's roll. Move it. Oh, yes. They send trouble.
I'll be having a few words with Poseidon about your behavior.
Yes, indeed.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Quake and crack.
Your bottom tower is being invaded. Alas, your bottom tower is no more.
ligtas ka sa aking tabi. Ipikit ang mata.
Let's shake things up. Move forward. Shake it.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, chant. Yes.
Yayakapin natin hanggang
The earth moves under my feet.
ipikit ang
Very good.
hayaan kang dalhin ng gabi. Ipikit
Pow.
ligtas ka sa aking
I'm gonna pound you.
ipikit ang mata.
Here I come. Let's roll. Covering ground.
Is mine.
The time has come. Yeah. Moving. Here I come.
The enemy's top tower is now ash and dust.
Yes, indeed. Move it.
Let's shake things up. Yes.
kung may kaba pa sa'yo ilagay
Wake with power.
hanggang sa ang bigat ay mapagtan
Ay!
Let's shake things up. The earth moves under my feet. Onward. It's not ready.
Illusion.
Yes. Covering ground.
Isa kang mayaya sa taas.
Bottom tower is the enemy's middle tower.
Down we go.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Here I come.
Wala ng langit aking sinta.
Yeah.
Up sa
I'm
iyong
not
pisngi.
ready. Gape.
Ka na sa aking
Yeah.
dibdib. Hanggang sa mundo ay maging tahimik.
Chat. Oh yes.
Umihip ang hangin
Let's roll.
sa bintana. Tulog na ang puso bago nagbata. Bawat buntong
Moving.
hininga mong marahan. Parang dasal na inulit-ulit ko.
Yes.
My gratitude.
Top tower is under attack.
Base and magnitude.
A spot of trouble at your top tower.
Yes.
Dire just fortified their structures.
Here I come.
The enemy's bottom tower has fallen.
Covering ground. Keeping up. Let's shake things up. Move it. Feel the earth move. Oh yes. Oh yes. Fisher. Forward.
Your top tower was bravely denied. They fought like lions.
Weakened by under attack. Tremble. Onward. Moving. The earth moves under my feet. Shake it off. Here I come. The earth moves under my feet. It's not ready.
This will come in handy.
I'm not ready. Chant. Move it. Yes. Base and tremble. Yeah. Yes.
Something wicked at your middle tower.
I'm not wrong. Yes, indeed. Oh, yes. Let's shake things up. Fisher. Let's roll. Forward. Onward. Very good. Yes. Moving.
Something was bound to happen soon.
Ay, puta kayo na mo. Hindi nakapapasok.
Your middle tower is not doing well. Fierce and dire have fortified their structures.
Base and tremble.
Shake it and take it. The earth moves under my feet.
Not for myself, but for the gods.
Fisher. Move it. Let the earth quake.
Dire has dispensed with Roshan.
Brutality!
Oh, yes. Covering ground. Yes.
A spot of trouble at your top tower. Gallant Radiant have fortified their structures. Your top tower craves your attention. Your top tower is under attack.
Let's roll. Fisher. Forward. Oh, yes. I'm not ready. Very good. It's my time. Oh, yes. descent tremble. Fisher! Yes.
It's mine.
Yes. The earth moves under my feet. I'm not ready. Yes.
Sa gitna ng gabi,
Onward.
hanggang
Fisher, pound.
buwan sa
Yes, indeed.
humihinga ang puso ng dagat. Pinapakinggan ang sarili
Very good.
yakapin mo
Move it.
ko.
Covering
Huwag mo
ground.
na
Let's roll.
dito ka lang sa tabi ko hanggang sa ako'y makatulog tuluyan.
It's not ready.
Puta na mo. Ah, shit.
sa may hapagkainan.
The enemy's top tower has fallen. Another one bites the dust. You've annihilated the enemy's top barracks. You've destroyed your enemy's top barracks. That was the demise of their middle barracks. The enemy's middle barracks have fallen.
Hanggang sa ako'y makatulog ng tuluyan.
The enemy's bottom tower is utterly beyond repair. Bottom barracks are now a memory. The enemy's bottom barracks have fallen. You now have mega creeps.
Hayaan mo sa iyong dibdib mawala ang bago. Ako'y manginig sa panaginip. Bulong mo lang ang aking pangalan.
Let's roll.
Papaalala mong ligtas ang aking isip.
The earth moves under
coming
my feet.
Habang puso ko'y nakasandal
Yes,
sa'yo.
indeed. Feel the earth move.
Puta na mo.
The enemy's middle tower has fallen.
Forward. Attack it. Move it.
His middle tower was torn down.
It's not ready.
So the Dire destroyed the Radiant Ancient. The end.
The earth is ours.
Dito ka lang sa aking
Huh?
tabi.
Ayun.
Pumikit ka dahan-dahan. Hayaan mo ako ang magbantay. Walang tanong, mahal, magpahinga. Ako ang kwento sa iyong gabi. Hinga ng malalim, bitaw na sa bigat sa aking bisig. Ligtas ka muli. Tahimik na ang buong mundo. Timpla ng hangin malamig, mahinahon. Tuyan ng oras, himbing ng puso. Dito sa unan, ikaw lang ang laman.
The decision is yours.
Kung may lumbay na kumakato, sabihin mo lang sa isip mo, ako'y nariyan sa bawat hakbang ng oras. Hindi ka mag-isa, hindi ka maliligaw. Ang mundo ay sadyang huminto. Tahimik ang gabi, ikaw at ako. Dahan-dahan pikit ang iyong mga mata. Pahinga na, sinta. Tahimik na sandali, dito ka lang sa akin.
And then, of course, right now you have both, not just the that crisis, an
10
internal
seconds
crisis,
remaining.
but of course it's combining with, is being
5
completed
seconds
with
remaining.
with uncertainty in the international global markets. Next, actually, it is just from. I picked it up from the budget of 1988,
seconds
and you can
remaining.
immediately see that the mention, this,
5 seconds
just
remaining.
I just wanted to show a sample, but Since 1937, next, Minister Alba said, unprogrammed appropriations constitute a contingency measure needed during a crisis. In a world of uncertainty, of sure the future generations. Next.
Mga kabatas natin, tignan nyo kung gaano kapathetic yan. Ito. Ang kinote niya, Budget Minister Manuel Alba, August 31, 1984. In defense of the 1985 national budget. Hindi naman batas yan, sir. Sir, hindi naman batas yan. Bakit yan yung i-quote nyo? That's so pathetic.
Time ensure the future
Pero
generations.
ito, amicus curiae ito. Amicus curiae ito si Salceda.
Next. If you just look at this, that is the impact of COVID. It's about 2.78 trillion. This is what you call a counterfactual analysis. Next. And if you look at the national government fiscal performance, this is what we always show. You can see there that there is a UA unprogrammed. Let's look at 2024, 531.4. But you look down, it's not being deducted. It is not being added to the because
Ano? Tapusin mo ang sinasabi mo to the because?
It was
It's
time
not
to
being
prepare
added.
for battle.
to the because
Supreme Court, bakit naman ito pa yung ganoon yung amicus curiae?
A whisper on the way.
it is not being added
To
to the because
Go.
a UA is self-funding. It can only be triggered by three
Apparently
things.
so.
One, of course, is foreign assisted projects. Second is, of course, an increase in non-tax revenues, and of course, revenues from new measures.
It
So,
seems okay.
and you can also see that despite this, the primary surplus, which is actually what we
30
monitor,
seconds to battle.
and especially from credit rating agencies, you can see that
Because
the
I
Philippines
say-
has actually been very fiscally disciplined.
Sabi niya, okay naman sana yan kung ginagamit ng lahat ng tama at kinukurakot at nahin sa batas. Yun nga yun, di ba, Don G? Ang malaking problema kasi natin dito, hindi natin kailangan na malaman kung paano nila ginastos ng tama yung pondo natin. Goods na tayo doon. We thank you for that. Ang kailangan nating malaman,
It's what?
paano nila ginastos ng mali yung pondo natin at paano natin maiiwasan yan in the future.
Find a good place.
That's the
buddy.
point of all cases.
I know this.
It
right.
is to prevent bad things
Find the
from
right
being
moment to
repeated
strike.
in the future.
Because the primary surplus,
I
primary
miss my
deficit went down
sports.
from 1.2 trillion to 700 trillion, despite the image of massive
Wala to.
expenditures all around. Well, as I mentioned, the 500 billion was self-funding, and therefore it was not being charged against the ordinary revenues of the government or the general fund. Next. Fitch came out this morning and says we will be downgraded, and that's because we are not spending. In the Philippines, to generate one
Maybe it's
1 peso of GDP, you now need 5 pesos of investments. And especially that supposed to be the normal should be 3 pesos to generate 1 new GDP. But of course, that goes through the life of investments. But the issue here, of course, is that one could purpose for its fiscal discipline. But
Wala namang problema yan. Yung pang-aabuso nga na nangyari. Isipin niyo pati yung pag-i-enact ng budget mismo. Yung insertions. Inabuso. Legal naman yung enactment ng budget. Pero nga inabuso. Ginasa.
This time for real. Find the right moment to strike.
so,
As a result of lower expenditure
Because I
growth,
say-
economic growth has also decelerated, of course.
two issues I posit only two things. If you read the literature, and we went through all of it since 1935, the mention of,
Bagay.
because that's easier to explain. Next. Page 24. There's a lot of explaining. in
History of
between,
unprogrammed
which was
appropriations.
not the Senate. But right now, it's author. Next. So,
Ayoko yan ng mga... Hindi na natin kailangan yung ano, yung mga, ito yung nakalagay sa batas. Because we all know, they did something wrong that is not provided by law.
Ay, puta ng stick ko. Ayop.
sabi,
Skip na natin yung part na to, oh. Nagkwento lang na naman.
striking down UA retroactively penalizes legitimate
Ito,
contractors. 3, it disrupts
yun nga, oh. Striking down UA will neither breed nor bust those projects. Striking down UA retroactively penalizes legitimate contractors. It disrupts ongoing foreign assisted projects mid-implementation. It leaves the government without a crisis instrument and no replacement in place. It shifts the burden of budget governance to the judiciary. And program funds lang yan, ah. Kasi yan ang source ng corruption, eh.
more than one reasonable interpretation. Closing message. On constitutional ceiling, more than one reasonable interpretation exists. The history supports the view that the ceiling applies to program expenditures only,
So kahit pag unprogrammed funds daw, unlimited ang kurakot.
not to unprogrammed. Precisely because it is unprogrammed. It does not exist until the FAP has already been released. 2, on unprogrammed appropriation, a history of long-standing acquiescence, almost 100 years.
Ito yung sinasabi niya na long-standing acquiescence. Yung parang naging tradisyon na daw kasi.
Is then an exclusion from the budget ceiling. 3,
Fuck.
the 2022 to 2025 spending program was small relative to historical GDP growth rate and historical spending pattern. It's not a question of too much, but an issue of being
Such
not
was the
enough.
end of Dyer's Courier.
On outright invalidation, it will not address the implementation level of
Di
uses.
ba? It will not address implementation level abuses. Of course. Pag lininis ko yung bahay ko dito, hindi ibig sabihin nilinis ko rin yung bahay ng kapitbahay ko. Ewan ko ba sa'yo?
It will penalize legitimate spending, leave the government without a crisis instrument, shift this court of
Inulit-ulit
a
niya
burden
lang.
the Constitution assigns to Congress. In a word, characterized as volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous.
Inulit-ulit niya lang. Wala.
May I call again? So again, I first flash a slide containing the approvals of the 2024 unprogrammed allocations, where we see that the NEP, the GAB, and the Senate approvals were consistent. They were the same. And however, after the bicameral session, it was increased by 449,000. Billion pesos. And I think this graphically represents the source of the legal issues that are now being raised today, specifically whether the unprogrammed appropriations are constitutional in themselves, whether there are certain guardrails according to the Constitution for unprogrammed appropriations, and whether it can be implemented the way that it has been implemented in the past. So before I continue, thank you for your compliance that you submitted last Friday. You submitted the complete SAROS, including a summary of the releases of the SAROS, and you also added a procedure in your Annex K for the approvals of the SAROS. And we thank you for being so transparent. I think this is an expectation.
Okay, siguro kailangan i-address natin dito yung pag-atake kay Justice Leonel ngayon. I think it is a planned attack. It is a planned and coordinated attack yung ginagawa kay Justice Leonel. Diba? Alam niyo kung bakit? Kasi nga, mga kabatas natin, obvious na kung ano yung gusto niyang ipahayag dito sa oral arguments dito sa Supreme Court. Ngayon, para i-discredit nila siya, naglalabas sila ng ibang issue na hindi naman related dito sa pinag-uusapan ngayon. That is a different issue. Pag nakikita nyo mga kabatas natin, yung mga loyalista at saka mga tummy vloggers, they're not talking about this. Hindi nila tinatopic o kahit man banggitin yung oral argument sa Supreme Court tungkol sa most corrupt budget. Tama?
Your bottom tower is being
Ngayon,
invaded.
anong ginagawa nila? Inaatake si Justice Leonel.
Yes, fine.
Sabi ni Melandre, may media blackout pa nga. Because they cannot talk about this. Talo na sila dito. Kaya ang inaatake na lang nila siya. If he really did something wrong,
I'll make the most of it.
then let him be accountable for it. Pero I think it's inappropriate for you to use that to make him incredible here. Huwag mong ginagawa yun. Sabi nila, parang akala mo kung sino malinis, hindi nagsabit ng SALN, hindi nagsabit ng SALN. Yung Madriaga nyo nga,
Kaya mag-t-shirt. Tatatakot.
tinambak na lahat ng kayamanan niya kay Sara Duterte. Nakala mo hindi involved sa isang illegal na kalakaran na kidnap for ransom.
Find the right moment to strike.
Your middle tower is not doing
let's go.
well.
Why there?
Of all government institutions. Just to clarify, all of these are public documents, correct? Correct, yes. So as I speak and with the permission of the chief, all your compliances, including the submissions of the Amici, are now or have been uploaded even before we entered the session hall, so that the public may go to the public pleading section of the website of the Supreme Court and download so that they can follow or they can do their own analysis.
Sabi ni Mang Rene, oo nga no, hindi nga rin tinatanong sa press briefing ng PCO yung reaction ng Malacanang kay Yusek. Correct. Planted naman kasi mga tanong dun.
It's what?
Again, thank you to government for being so transparent. But unfortunately,
Apparently so.
May interview ang ombudsman recently ang sabi 10 years lang ang retention sa kanila ng mga SALN. So 2015 pababa wala na.
I'm there.
Fortunately, some of us lacked time. From Friday to today, my team has been working overtime together with me to do a full analysis, and we are going to ask very specific questions, sampling on the data that you have provided. But I am sure that my colleagues will go further than where I will go. First, let's look at the procedure for the release of the SARO. You submitted in Annex K of your compliance a document entitled The General Process Flow on the Release of Unprogrammed Funds from the Unprogrammed Appropriations, correct?
Yes, Your Honor, we
Yes. However, in paragraph 2.2 of your submission, there is mention of the general funding sources for three
Hi, Bobo.
This is from your presentation, so we are projecting your Annex K. There are three categories: budget support for GOCC, for DSGC, loan proceeds of foreign assisted projects or PAPs, and others not in the prior two categories. So we are showing paragraph 2.2 of Annex K. I note the entry in your Annex K where you outline the procedure that if the request is subject to the availability of excess or new revenue, the availability of excess new revenue must be ensured. Correct?
correct, Your Honor.
So, reading your presentation in Annex K, does this require the certification from the Bureau of Treasury of the existence of excess or new revenue prior to the actual SARO?
Yes, Your Honor.
So you confirm that for every SARO, there must be prior to that a corresponding certification by the Bureau of Treasury, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And just to clarify, did you submit on behalf of your clients all the corresponding Bureau of Treasury certifications for the SAROs of 2024 and 2025.
It is my understanding, Your Honor, that they submitted, and also in our briefing, the certifications from the Bureau of Treasury, although not corresponding to specific dates, but they have a system of asking for certification on the available funds, and therefore they will know, they will have the information if they could already issue a SARO.
Because my understanding was for every SARO, like for example, there is a SARO that released 69 billion from Sagip, that there is a corresponding certificate coming from the Bureau of Treasury. Am I correct?
Not one-to-one, Your Honor, if I may explain. When we ask DBM, so it's like they periodically, they have a system of asking the Bureau of Treasury for available funds. And they monitor it, they track the available funds. And when the agency requests DBM for the SARO, then they would know what is the available balance of certified by the Bureau of Treasury.
So you agree with me that the issuance of the SARO in 2024 started as early as February and March, coming from unprogrammed funds?
My understanding in the briefing yesterday was, I think the first disbursement was in May, if that is my recollection, and if I may ask my team for confirmation, Your Honor. In 2024. Okay.
Okay. So looking at the certifications for 2024, as you mentioned, it is not really prior to every SARO, but it is aggregated. And looking at it, so flashed on the screen, and this is in Annex J of your compliance for those that would want to examine it. By the way, I assume that the petitioners also got a copy of the compliances. Okay. Now for Annex J, so if you see the certifications here, it is mostly coming from PhilHealth, PDIC, Philippine Health, etc. And on the next page, again, there are dividend collections, etc., income from government deposits. But other than PhilHealth, the certifications coming from dividends started September, and the interest income started September, November, etc. Is this accurate? Because it's in your Annex J.
Yes,
I suppose it is accurate.
Yes, Your Honor.
Then in September 17, 2024, there was 30 billion as a result of the upfront payment for the NAIA, Public-Private Partnership, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And there was cancelled letter of credit also in September, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
And then importation duties, etc. Correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
Would you know the total of these certifications?
I don't have the figure, Your Honor. I may, if I may ask my team.
Yes, it will be relevant later, so kindly ask your team to start the computations. Unless you have it now.
Death comes.
A spot of trouble at your top tower. And that was the end of your top tower.
I do prefer to buy them if given a choice. Find the right moment to strike.
377 billion.
I make the most of it. Go.
Do you want to borrow our AI agent to compute?
Your Honor, thank you for the patience. In my document, it is 396 billion 989 million 182,236.26.
So our expectation is that the total SARO coming from unprogrammed funds should match this Bureau of Treasury certification, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
Okay. We will see that later. But I noticed in the 2024 submissions, most of the certifications were from PhilHealth and PDIC under paragraph B, correct?
That is correct, Your Honor. And so that's why also DBM was telling us when they were briefing about the 2025 and 2026 that those will not be found.
Okay. Now, for 2025, it is a bit different because your submission is shorter. In other words, I only see 1, 2, 3 certifications. One in November 3, the second November 18, and the last one November 18. Am I correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
And this totals only 102 billion 257,458,303 centavos.
Malas.
Correct, Your Honor.
So these are the certifications for the releases of the SARO for 2025, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
Can you tell us what was the earliest SARO in 2025?
May I confer with my team, Your Honor? The earliest in 2025 was July, Your Honor.
July 2025.
Yes.
Again, I'm confused. Because in your presentation in Annex K, the procedure is that DBM wants to ensure that there is a excess revenue or new revenue before they release from unappropriated funds, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
And the certifications from the Bureau of Treasury only came in November, correct? But the SARO started to be released. July, correct?
May I confer, Your Honor,
Yes.
with a DBM representative?
Perhaps the certifications were not complete, or
I'm there.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
It's what not?
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Your Honor, if we may suggest to ask the DBM representative to explain the detail, if it pleases the court.
what do you mean in
Your
detail?
bottom tower is under attack.
The DBM representative is explaining that there was a certificate issued and that there was a superseded certification.
Okay. Can you ask her to take the podium?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Next to you.
Next.
Next to you. So you can advise her in case she violates her right against self-incrimination. Please go ahead. Can you introduce yourself and your position?
Your Honors, I am Attorney Angel Celine Fontalas. I am Acting Assistant Secretary of the Department of Budget and Management.
Okay. Go ahead.
Your bottom tower is being invaded.
The BTR certification dated November 18, 2025 was actually superseded certifications issued dated May 14, 15, July 28, and November 3, 2025. So the first being May 14.
What do you mean superseded?
There was a subsequent certification issued after the first four were issued.
Yes. Can I confirm with you the total amount in terms of certifications for 2025?
It is 277,458,303.8.
Okay. The conditions for the superseding can be covered in the memoranda to be submitted by the Solicitor General, but we would really appreciate if you submit to us even the superseded certifications. But I do note that the total of the certifications for the new or excess is 102 billion, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
For 2025, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. And for 2025, it is only non-tax revenues, correct?
Mas maganda
Yes, sir.
yata
Because in
i-forward
2024, it
natin
was
ng
both
konti.
tax and non-tax, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And in
I-fast-forward
2024,
natin.
this was
I-fast-forward natin ng konti doon sa ano.
You
Sa
can
hindi
wait.
na ganto-ganto. Mas maganda yung mga tanong-tanong na.
unique because ever since has all. Okay. So, Solgen, have this been followed?
We need this.
Yes, Your Honor, by virtue of the process of asking the Bureau of Treasury for the certification.
Okay. In the process that you mentioned, as soon as there is excess revenue, this is now a basis for the DBM being requested to issue the SARO to actually issue the special allotment release orders, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Is there anything in the procedure which tells DBM that the excess revenue should be first spent for program appropriations rather than unprogrammed appropriations?
No, Your Honor, because for the programmed appropriations that are in the GAA, most of the appropriations, the general rule is that the allotment order is already the GAA itself.
No, I'm not talking about the allotment order, not the document allowing the release. I am looking at where the funds are coming from. So let us again go back to our points last meeting or the last day that we had our oral arguments. We said that even with the programmed appropriations, there will always be initially a deficit, correct?
In the right moment to strike.
May I clarify your
Okay.
question, Your Honor?
You said that the budget of expenditures and sources of financing, the BESF, which is in the NEP, already assumes a deficit, correct?
Radiance Korea.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. And you said that that covers the BESF and the NEP only covers program.
Why there?
In other words, there is a ceiling there of expenditures, and your position is it only covers program, correct?
The BESF covers the programmed and automatic appropriations, while the NEP covers the programmed and unprogrammed appropriations.
So in other words, the BESF already contains a provision for deficits, correct? 24, 25, 26.
Correct, Your Honor.
So therefore, because it does not cover the unprogrammed, there is always an excess of programmed expenditures over expected income, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
Now that we have new or excess revenue, and according to you, with new and excess revenue, there is nothing in the process that you mentioned to prioritize the program where there is a deficit, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
Yes. And in other words, the DBM can prioritize standby because that is how you characterize unprogrammed. Can prioritize standby rather than the regular.
Your Honor, may I clarify
Yes. Yes, please.
how the DBM does it?
But first answer my question. So DBM can choose to fund first the unprogrammed before the program.
Your Honor, no, because the sources of funds for the programmed and the unprogrammed are different. So for example, if in a source of funding, the...
Yes, of course they're different. But according to you, in programmed funds, so there is already a listing of expenditures. But the BESF, the budget of expenditures and sources of funding, which contains the program already assumes a deficit, which means they assume that the sources of revenues are not sufficient to cover the expenditures. Now, given that, and there is new or excess expenditures, you are now saying that there is nothing in the procedure which tells DBM, unahin nyo ang program bago tayo pumunta doon sa unprogram. Unahin nyo yung regular bago tayo pumunta doon sa standby. Kasi ang ibig sabihin ng standby ay kung sakasakali lang, meron pang extra. Correct?
Okay, may I clarify, Your Honor, because there is usually a confusion as to what the sources of funds for the unprogrammed appropriations are, which could lead people to think that the source is a surplus. And the surplus is the revenues minus disbursements. The sources of funds for the unprogrammed appropriations is not a surplus. It is the excess in the total revenue that has been committed in the BESF or in any of the items, which is statutorily provided in the GAA.
I think you need to clarify that more in your memoranda. I did not get the sense, but it is very simple. There is a deficit, so all the funding that are projected by DBM and accepted by Congress is insufficient to fund expenditures. Then later on, the Bureau of Treasury says, hey, there is excess revenue. And the excess revenue, according to you, can go to unprogrammed because in your Annex K, which outlines the procedure, there is nothing there which says that the DBM should first check the priorities of the President and Congress as shown in the GAA because they are saying program is program, unprogram is unprogram, and therefore it should go there first. But let's move so that we do not spend more time. I'm sure that my colleagues will have more pointed questions relating to that. Now, what is for later release? What is the concept of FLR?
The for later release means that there are
is
documents.
that in the law? Is that in the law?
Maybe not in the law, and my team can correct me, but I think that this is in the regulations of the DBM.
In the regulations of DBM, okay. Last session, we were enlightened that the entire GAA, at least the program section, is already the authorization, correct?
In most, that is the general rule, Your Honor, because for example, in 2024, I remember that the figure that the GAA was already the allotment order covered like 85% of the programmed appropriations.
So, in other words, for later release refers to certain items where there are conditions that need to be met before it is funded, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
Yes, but if there is no condition, then it cannot be for later release because that is already authorization, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
And because there is a deficit, in other words, there is extra there
Your
is
top tower craves your attention.
insufficiency of the revenue being projected, then therefore there will be a time that there can be new revenues or excess revenues, and because most of it are not for later release, then these extra revenues should be used for program, correct?
Your Honor, so when the DBM tracks the sources of funding for the programmed appropriations, so each source of financing will have a target. So let's say 1 billion from the GOCCs. If that is the target that was approved, if the GOCCs will yield a 1.2 billion in dividends, then the 0.2 billion will be tracked by the Bureau of Treasury as an excess.
Okay. So in other words, well, let's move on. What are earmark funds?
Earmarked funds are funds that have been provided by law to be set aside for certain purposes.
Okay, in other words, these are kept by the Bureau of Treasury and they should be spent only for what is earmarked, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
So would you say that this has been fulfilled by government in 24, 25, and 26? In other words, sin taxes, public Wi-Fi, etc., all of it has been used for health and public Wi-Fi.
Your Honor, my understanding is that the DBM also has certain policies on cash programming. They have a lot of studies and expertise as to when the funds are available, when to utilize, and there are also a lot of factors that are being considered when projects, activity, or programs are being asked for SARO, for such PAPs.
So in other words, as we were told during the PhilHealth hearing, cash is fungible, which means that even the earmarked funds are put in the same pot, and it is only through accounting that they will see whether it is actually spent. And we were indeed told that sin taxes, not all of them were really going to health, but used for other services. But that nonetheless, I just wanted to clarify this. Okay. Now, you mentioned in Annex K that the President does not participate for the release, correct? So I flashed the paragraph in your Annex K. Pursuant to the special provisions of the UA under the General Appropriations Act, prior approval by the President is not required for the release. This is from your compliance, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
Do you refer to the GAA 24, 25, and 26, all of them?
May I confer with my team? My recollection is that yes, the answer is yes. 2024, 2025, 2026.
So it is your position that under the law, the GAA, the buck stops with the DBM, the President need not approve the SAROs, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
In other words, the DBM Secretary is no longer alter ego of the President. The DBM Secretary is co-equal with the President.
Have been secured.
Or is that a mistaken assumption?
What I could
That's a mistaken assumption. Sabihin mo, that's a mistaken assumption. Maling-mali yun. Oh, ito naman. Oh.
The alter ego of the President.
Correct.
The President need not approve the SAROs, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
In other words, the DBM Secretary is no longer alter ego of the President. The DBM Secretary is co-equal with the President. Or is that a mistaken assumption?
What I could say is that the GAA has authorized the DBM or designated the DBM Secretary to be the one to perform this responsibility.
She reports to the President?
Yes.
Yes,
Your Honor.
and the President, therefore, as the Chief Executive, and there is only one Chief Executive in the Constitution. The President can tell the DBM, don't do that, or the DBM Secretary can consult with the President, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
And the DBM Secretary is accountable to the President, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
Yes. Now, let us look at the 2024 provisions of the GAA on unprogrammed funds. And you will note here that in the special provision, it says, subject to Section 35, Chapter 5, Book 6 of Executive Order 292. You confirm that this is in the 2024 GAA?
Yes, Your Honor.
And looking at Section 35, Chapter 5, Book 6 of Executive Order 292, we find it.
Sabi ni Earl Cueva, ako equal na nagdidesisyon na ng sarili para mapalusot na walang kinalaman si BBM sa aming mga. Yun nga ang punto dun eh. Hindi sila pwedeng maging co-equal kasi nga in-appoint nga siya nung presidente. Diba? Kung co-equal sila, ibig sabihin, ganito lang kasi yan. Naalala niyo yung Alterigo Doctrine na nagsasabi na yung trabaho na ginawa ng isang secretary, cabinet secretary, kapag hindi in-overturn, hindi kinontra o hindi binago ng presidente, magiging act ng presidente yon, di ba? Doon pala masasabi mo na hindi siya co-equal kasi mas mataas yung presidente. Kung co-equal ka, like for example, regional trial courts, you are co-equal bodies. You cannot review, you cannot alter, you cannot dictate your co-equal body. Hindi mo pwede. O parang kunwari, no, nasa regional trial court ka ng Makati, isang branch 1, tapos magpa-file ka ng temporary restraining order, TRO o kaya injunction laban sa regional trial court din o sa desisyon ng regional trial court at magpa-file ka rin sa co-equal body niya na regional trial court branch 2. Di ba? Hindi pwede yon. If you are co-equal body, you cannot modify, alter, you cannot review, you cannot dictate what your co-equal body will do. So hindi pwedeng yung cabinet secretary at saka yung presidente ay co-equal. That's highly mistaken. That's very wrong.
That all requests for special allotment release orders must be accompanied by a special budget to be approved by the President, correct? Section 35, Chapter 5, Book 6, Executive Order 292 or our administrative code referred to in the 2024 GAA. It says to be approved by the President, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
So, are you now saying, or am I mistaken, that if the DBM has approved SAROS under 2024 without the explicit approval of the President, then we have violated a special provision in the GAA, correct?
May I confer with my team, Your Honor, so that I will not risk a misunderstanding in my answer.
A spot of trouble at your top tower. Your top tower has fallen. Happens to the best of us. Something wicked at your middle tower. Sorry, your top barracks are gone.
No escaping us.
Your top barracks are under attack. Your top barracks have been lost.
Your Honor. Our DBM representative is clarifying that what is referred to in the GAA, in the 2024 GAA, is the presidential approval refers to the special budget request, which is a documentary requirement before the issuance of a SARO.
Okay, so in other words, the President approves the special budget request, and then it goes to the DBM Secretary, and the DBM Secretary approves the SARO, correct?
Yes, Your
And
Honor.
the DBM Secretary, because she has the approval power, can actually not approve if she wants to,
Your middle
correct?
barracks crave your attention.
Correct, Your Honor. So,
In other words, the DBM Secretary can overrule the President of the Republic of the Philippines, correct?
Your bottom tower is
Kasi sabi nyo, mauna si Presidente sa special budget request. I-approve ni President. Pagbaba sa DBM Secretary, because you are saying that the GAA says that it is the DBM Secretary that approves the SARO, the DBM Secretary can say, sandali lang, wag muna.
for reasons, Your Honor, so for example, if there are submissions that haven't been received, if that is a correct...
So it makes sense that the higher authority approves first the conditions before the lower authority
naka-pressure.
approves the entire thing.
Na-pressure
In
ako.
other words, the Chief Justice should first approve a travel authority before our Chief of OWAS will actually do the final approval. Okay, in other words, maybe you just covered this in your memoranda. Sufficient it is now to say that Section 35, Chapter 5, Book 6, is referred to as a condition for release in GAA 2024, correct?
Correct, Your Honor. It is not reflected anymore in the 2025 and 2026.
I was going to that. Now, when we go to the 2025 and 2026, the specific provision is no longer mentioned, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
So, does this mean that the GAA 25 and 26 repealed Section 35, Chapter 5, Book 6 of the Admin Code?
Not repealed, Your Honor, but if I may suggest to ask, because the DBM representative was trying to clarify on why it was changed in the 2025 and 2026.
Yeah, very clear that it was changed in 25 and 26, that the specific mention of Section 35 was removed. And Section 35 contained approval by the President specifically. Correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
Yes.
May I confer?
What is the status of Section 35 before you confer with the administrative, your administrative support? What is the status of Section 35 as law? Does it still exist in 2025 or 2026?
Yes, it still exists, Your
Can
Honor.
a specific provision in the administrative code be repealed by the General Appropriations Act?
No, Your Honor.
Because that would be exactly called a rider, correct?
Or yes, Your Honor, an
Yes.
inappropriate provision.
An inappropriate provision, otherwise known as a kind of rider, because it must only appropriate, not repeal existing law, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
So therefore, the clause now in 25 and 26, which says, and other relevant budgetary requirements in accordance with applicable laws, rules, and regulations, now also refer to Section 35, Chapter 5, Book 6, Administrative Code, correct?
I would say so. I would agree with that statement, Your Honor.
So it is possible, therefore, to legally and therefore constitutionally interpret that the President should approve the SAROS issued under unprogrammed funds, correct? Whether explicitly or implicitly, correct?
For the special budget request, Your Honor, but not the SARO.
Yes. Now, again, just to see the importance of this, based on your Annex B, and Annex B, for information of everyone, is your compliance regarding the digital copies of all the SAROS issued in 2024, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, there were 5 SAROS that was issued for the purpose of accomplishing the President's 8-point socio-economic agenda. There is such a thing, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, the 8-point socio-economic agenda is in the President's Philippine Development Plan 2023 to 2028, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
So now we look at,
Make the most of it.
okay, it is a priority because it is in the PDP, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
Yes, and unprogrammed funds is merely a standby authority, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
And if the 8-point plan in the Philippine Development Plan of 2023 to 2028 is a priority, why is it in the unprogrammed appropriations part of the GAA?
Your Honor, I would submit that that goes into the reasoning or the wisdom of the Congress in putting the appropriations in the programmed or unprogrammed.
So our President created the NEP. Our President has a Philippine Development Plan 2023 to 2028. Our President has committed to the public, I have 8 points. Sustainable livelihood, green livelihood, all of them. I can show it to you there. I enumerated because I wanted to memorize all of this because it is the plan of the President. That's why I wanted to memorize it, but I should not. And this is all there is. It committed it to the public. Ito yung gagawin ko during my entire term. Yet, instead of the Congress, in its wisdom, instead of putting it in the program, meaning regular, it put it as standby. Is that what you mean? We have to respect the wisdom of Congress, putting it on standby.
It is the position of the respondents, Your Honor, that we can actually debate on the soundness or unsoundness of putting certain items. And in fact, the public is already responding and reacting that is unsound. But it is the humble submission of the respondents and the Solicitor General that this is a political question. Our Constitution defines the separation of powers and in fact has
Article 8, Section 1, second paragraph, has a modification on separation of powers. Grave abuse of discretion, meaning irrationality, can be corrected by judicial review. But let us continue and let us just see what exactly were these SAROs. Page 141 of your submission is a SARO issued November 11, 2024. amounting to 12 billion released. Page 155 is another SARO for purposes of release for the President's priority, 69.9 billion, almost 70. Page 210, 3 billion. Page 215, 9.9 billion. And 228, 51 billion. Now, just to see, let's look at the highest release under for the President's priority. This is page 155 of your submission. Here is the SARO. And if you look at the SARO, the funding source is SAGIP under unprogrammed funds. You agree? Funding source, unprogrammed, SAGIP, correct?
The source of fund is, that is the item in the appropriation, Your Honor, yes.
No, not appropriation, unprogrammed appropriation.
Yes, Your
There
Honor.
is an item there called strengthening assistance for government infrastructure and social projects, correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Now, reading it, it seems everything. Government infrastructure and social projects, that means everything, correct?
It means assistance for government and infrastructure social programs.
Yes, that's everything. What else is not infrastructure and social program? Education is social, everything else, correct? And that is a lump sum, correct?
It is a lump sum which has a specific purpose and specific amount.
That's being challenged by the petitioners, but in any case, it's a lump sum, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
In 2024, there were 47 lump sum items in unprogrammed funds, correct? 47 lump sum, 4 line items.
I do not have that detail now, Your Honor.
In 2025, there were 25 lump sums, no line items. You don't have that detail also.
I don't have, Your
In
Honor.
2026, it was reduced to 10 lump sums, correct?
I do not have that detail now, Your
Okay.
Honor.
In any case, let us go to that SARO. It says 69 billion, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
And if we move further down into page 163, if I'm not mistaken, if we scroll down, it also contains releases for flood control projects, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
Yes, and if we scroll down further, it covers also Region 3, like Hagonoy, Bulacan, correct? Release of 70 million pesos.
Okay, I am referring to the document that you are flashing, Your Honor, that your statement is correct.
Yes, so therefore, all the 5 SAROs, the total was 146 billion pesos from standby, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
And these SAROs were released under the signature of the DBM Secretary, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
Okay, now, the source is SAGIP. Now, let's go to the other SARO for 51 billion, just to see the importance of authorities in the approvals. Page 228, Annex B, 51 billion, same. SAGIP, lump sum, source, purpose, 8-point priority agenda of the President. And if we move down to page 234, a start of the listing for flood control, correct?
Based on the document flashed on screen, Your Honor, correct.
Yes, and to page 239, releases for Region 3 and Oriental Mindoro. I just want to show you where all of these are found in terms of the authority for release, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
So, in your submission, the President did not participate in these releases, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
Yes, it was, the signature is DBM Secretary, only the DBM Secretary, correct?
For the SARO, Your Honor.
For the SARO, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
Yes. So, is SAGIP a proper lump sum item? Because I only flashed the infrastructure flood control. There is still road maintenance. There are different other social projects in one SARO. So, in other words, is this compliant with Belica versus Ochoa 2013, penned by Justice Alfredo Benjamin Caguiwa, and in 2019, Saj Telly Bernabe? Okay.
It is our submission, Your Honor, that it passes the Belgica test of on a single correspondence, which is a specific amount for a specific purpose.
Okay, now I move on to our next point, but probably your team can be taking note of some of the observations that we made and covering it. We are looking at grave abuse of discretion. Okay, now the release of the total release.
Nakamute pala yung mic ko dito. Dito, makikita nyo mga kabads natin na paulit-ulit na sinasabi dito ni Justice Caguiwa yung grave abuse of discretion. Grave abuse of discretion amounting to lack or excess of jurisdiction. Yung grave abuse of discretion, abuse pag-abuso. Kaya nga sinasabi ko na sa inyo nung umpisa pa lang dito mga kabatas natin, na hindi importante na ipakita nila sa atin na merong batas o yung hindi dapat nila ipakita sa atin na merong batas doon sa ginawa nila. Ang kailangan nilang ipakita ay kung tama ba yung ginawa nila at hindi nila inabuso yon ayon sa batas. Kasi pag nakikita nyo ang mga explanation lahat, especially nitong si Solicitor General, ang explanation niya lagi, may batas tungkol dyan, may batas tungkol dyan. May batas din na bawal pumatay, pero meron pa rin pumapatay. Ibig sabihin, hindi nila sinusunod yung batas. May batas tayo para dyan, may batas tayo para dyan. Meron tayong General Appropriations Act, totoo yan. May batas para dyan, pero hindi sinusunod. Di ba? Mga batas natin, lipat na tayo sa kabila. Maraming salamat po. At tulad na sinabi ko, watch party natin to. Pagtiisan na lang natin, okay? C4GG YouTube din pala mga kabatas natin. Tapos yung ating mid-year party, please. No? Tapos kailan tayo magpa-practice? Practice, wag na. Watch party natin ito. Itong oral arguments na to because this is very important. Okay? Dito tayo sa mga namamatay dahil sa ayuda. Maraming salamat po at syempre tulad laging sinasabi, matulog po tayo na mahimbing dahil alam natin na natutulog na mahimbing, siya laging panalo. Paalam po pa. Dapat hindi maputol yung supply ng ayuda, hindi maputol yung supply ng krudo. Dapat lahat
kaya mo gumawa ng ano? No, para sa mechanic. Kasi may namumroblema kasi, ano daw, gusto daw na niya maging mechanic, ang tagal-tagal niya na daw ginagrind yun.
Yung libro idol.
Ano?
Panahon ng idol. Yung libro
Seryoso?
panahon ng idol.
Yung gano'n. Yung pang mechanic para makapaggawa siya, ganyan. Namumroblema na kasi, kaibigan kong matalik yun nagrarant na sa akin 12 hours na daw siya nag-grind.
Sino ba si?
Si Tonton.
Si Tonton, yung kanina.
Ay, nagka-carpan.
Ay, nagka-carpan.
Nagka-carpan.
Not.
Oo, kasi idol medyo matanda. Tanda na, alam mo yun.
Naawa kasi ako sa
Napapagod pa. Hanapan jowa, di ba?
Kayang gawin ng paraan yun.
Kaya mo gawa ng paraan yun? Seryoso?
Ay.
Sige.
Putangin niya. Ano kailangan niya? Bakal na recipe?
Bala ka. Ikaw wala. Ba't ka may tatanong? Gusto ko makakatulong sa kanya Make sure lang na makakatulong sa kanya.
Idol, okay?
Sige. 5 minutes.
Itilot mo na idol.
Panggawa ng barko.
Tubo ng buhok.
Kung ba tayo lang nasa isip ko idol?
A few inches later.
Uy!
Yan.
Ang ginagawa ng putang ina to talaga.
Diba? Pink idol. Pink kami.
Kapag putang ina mo.
Pink.
Putang ina mo pa.
Ito idol. Ngayon makakakain natin libre na tayo.
Tara, sakay.
Tabi mo na, tabi.
Dati nga.
Man, I'm drunk. But shit, I ain't getting drunker. Nakita. Natutuwa talaga ng totoo yun. Teka lang naman, hindi na naman masarap. Hindi ka na naman mabitawan. Putangina mo talaga.
May problema idol.
Ang bobo mo talaga. Putangina mo.
Yung ex mo idol, may problema kaya ta sa ex mo.
Oo, tama.
Tanga kaya ta idol.
Ewan ko sa unang mabasa lagi, gago may problema.
Good morning mga idol. Ikaw pa yun.
Sir, kilala mo yun?
Nakalabas yung pangalan niya, idol.
Oh, wait.
Sige kasama siyang babae, idol. Si Mayumi.
Kasama ka mo. Babae ba yung kasama mo?
Si Mayumi.
Papakilala ka namin sa kaibigan namin.
Si Maring, idol.
Ayun na. Usapin mo.
Uy!
Si Maring, idol. Kain tayong talapia ngayong araw.
Sino sila?
Tropa namin yan. Bakit?
Sorry, idol.
Apa yan?
Tropa namin yan.
Yan, Mike Gaming, idol. Follow mo yung Facebook.
Sige, may papakilala rin ako sa'yo.
Maganda pagtataas ito.
Di ba ba, may papakilala ako sa'yo?
Basta na. Ito, si Mayumi, idol.
Si Mayumi.
Mayumi Guago, AMCPD.
Ano pa nilaman eh? Ano pa nilaman?
Yan, Mike Gaming nga ni. Nakapalo ako sa lahat.
Ikaw
Oo nga. Kakaibiganin na kita dyan, Mike Gaming.
Baka gusto mo hindi na umandar dyan.
Hindi ayoko.
Subukan mo umalis.
Papakilala ko pala kilala na.